Happy Sunday afternoon to you. This is the Jim of All Trades channel. Glad you're with me. I'm Jim, and we're going to jump into the charts today. I'm going to try to make this a quick video, but it may go a little longer than I would like it to. But I just want to give you a quick update. I didn't bring a video yesterday. I was super busy, and there was just really nothing going on the charts of any meaning to add to the discussion. So I didn't want to give you a frivolous video, but also. I want to just take a peek today and just step back and look at Litecoin. Let's look at Bitcoin and see if there's any new information, see what's going on. All right, let's jump in. Don't forget, I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not here to give you financial advice. But I'm glad you're with me. Thanks for showing up, and I hope you watch the whole video. Right now, my macro count, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There you go. It looks like 5 waves is complete. For me, right now, my working hypothesis is that we need to be coming down, down here to this trend line at least to make a correction somewhere around $100. We have another possible target at around $90. I don't think that one is as likely, but it's a possibility. It is a one-to-one extension. Now I'm having a really hard time here because all we're doing is going sideways, and it's really challenging to know exactly what we got going on. I guess a possibility, and I want to be aware of it, is that this is some kind of a 4 wave, instead of 5 being complete. This is some kind of a 4 wave, and then we're heading up to, up here somewhere for our 5th wave, which is back to that 180 that we've been projecting for a while. That I been kind of hesitant to reconsider just because of price action. But we've had this target up here for 155 for a little while, and just price hasn't seemed like it's wanted to go there. In fact, it seems like it needs to be correcting down to the downside a little bit more. So I want to look at a couple of things, but I do want to be aware that this could be some kind of a 4 wave with the 5 coming. But again, my primary count is that we're looking here at the 5th wave being complete. What I know here, let's just talk about what I know, and let's see if we can put some puzzle pieces together. Okay, first off, what I know here is that we have an ABC that's an expanded flat right here. How do I know that? Well, ultimately, this wave right here. Let me see if I can draw that for you. That wave right there it makes a higher high right here. This makes a higher high than that. But the problem is it's a 3 wave, and it measures like a correction. It measures like an ABC. So when you have that, you basically have an A, a B that makes a higher high, and then a C that's called an expanded flat. That's what we know. That's what that is. I don't think that's anything else. So we can label that pretty confidently an A, B, and a C. Now the question is, what do we have? What do we have here that came next? I'm in the 6 hour. Let me go down to the 2 hour, see if we get some more detail. Let's actually go down to the 1 hour and see if we can get some more detail there. There we go. So we know we have an expanded flat ABC coming down. The question is, what do we have here? Well, we have a potential 5 waves, and let me show you what that 5 waves is a potential that it looks like. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. There's a potential 5 waves right there. If that's the case, and that's a 1 wave, that's 1 wave followed by a 2, then we're going to be heading up for this 3rd wave here shortly. But that's what we would expect if that's 5 waves. All right. So if that is indeed 5 waves, we should expect a 2 wave, which should be 3 waves, followed by a 3 wave, which should be pretty strong motive wave. We should have a 1, 2, and then we should be going up for a strong 3. But it just doesn't feel like a 3 wave. It's very corrective. It's very sideways. So that's what's bringing a question mark. So here's what we know. We know we've got this ABC. That's what we know so far. I'm pretty confident with that. So if it's done, we've got a 1, 2, and we're heading up for 3. That's a possibility. We want to be aware of that as a possibility. But I don't like this 5th wave. But that's that is okay. Now I need to be able to see 3 waves here in this particular wave. And I'll be honest with you, that is super tough to see 3 waves. And so it's actually more like 5 waves. You got a one, two, three, four, five. So I'm wondering if this is more like an X wave where you really got 3 waves here. This is an A, a B, and a C, which actually that could definitely be seen as an ABC, followed by 5 waves to the downside. If that's the case, we got 5 waves to the downside. We got 3 waves to the upside. So this is why my right now my bias is still again to the downside. So the let me just show you what that looks like. So basically, that would be an X wave, which would be part of a WXY. Let me find my WXY. There it is. That would be part of a W all the way down here. Then X, and then we need to be making Y coming down. Okay, Y is usually a one-to-one correspondence between the W and the so whatever length the W is, the Y usually is. So that kind of puts us, that one-to-one correspondence puts us right at the $100 mark. So that's why my bias is down to the downside right now, and that's what I'm thinking for now. Um, is there any validity to that count? Is there any validity? Well, let's take a peek and see. Um, Having a hard time getting it so that the waves are clear. Um, there we go. This to me looks like 5 waves to the downside. I see a clear 3 waves to the upside right here. This is what we know, okay? But here's the problem. That 3 waves doesn't measure like a 3 wave. It actually measures like 5 waves. So I'm just like, golly day, what is going on? The market makers really know what they're doing. They know how to confuse traders. So from an Elliott wave perspective, this doesn't measure like 3 waves. It measures like 5 waves, which you can get if I measure a 1, 2, this is 3, 4, this is the 5th wave. It's an extended wave, but it would be an extended 5th in the first. That means we'd be coming down for 3 waves ABC. So what do we do with that? Well, this doesn't feel like a standard ABC. It's kind of short and truncated. Um, so is that an A wave followed by a B wave, and then we're going to get a C to the upside? That's a possibility as well. That would be awful long and drawn out, but it is a possibility. But I would have expected this to be the A, that to be the B, and then we should be coming down for C. That doesn't break this low here. It's just not happening. So guys, I just be honest with you, we're right in the middle of no man's land, and it's really, really hard to tell. There's really not a whole lot of information here that's giving us anything more. In fact, this blue line that I drew, this is a blue line of death that I drew. I said if we break that, it's going to be more of an indication to the downside. We still haven't broken it yet. We still keep bouncing off of it. So whether we now and then those bounces are kind of quick and fast, and they're fooling a lot of traders. In fact, this candle right here was designed to trap a bunch of traders right there. That candle right there just shot up really quick in that hour, and price went from 117 to 121 in a very quick fashion. And then a bunch of traders fell in, and then it's consolidating after that. So super hard to tell what's going on from an Elliott wave perspective. So we do have bear counts, we do have bull counts. So I'm expecting an A, B, and a C to the downside. Now this B could be taking a 3-wave ABC. This could be A. That could be B, and we could be going up for C for this X. And so A, B, and then we're going to have a C coming down. That's a possibility as well. So we want to be aware of that. I don't know if this is the shape it's going to take or not. It's really, really tricky. So just be aware. If we break this low of 116, I would just say 116 is a nice round number. If we break 116, got a good potential at least to the downside, down to this trend line, and then we want to see what price is going to do off of that trend line, because that could be the finish of a B wave. So, guys, I just don't have any more information for you yet, as far as Litecoin is concerned. We're just going to have to wait and see what it does. To me, there's no clear trade here. There's no safe entry, to the up or to the downside. We just have to wait and see what the market makers are going to do. That's not great news. That's not fantastic news. But I'm not one to put all my eggs in a basket unless I know exactly what's going on. So we are in a we're in a mode of wait and see. Now, so back to what we know. We know that this is an ABC. The big question mark is what do we have here after that? Is that a 1-2? Is that an X wave followed by an A, B? We really don't know. So we're not going to know until we get some more clarity here. But again, when in doubt, step back and just take a peek. What does that look like to you? What does it look like? Um, if I draw some trend lines here, I just want to show you something here. We got a break to the upside here, and this is what you might do here. We got a trend line there. We got a break to the upside. We've got a trend line here. We got a break to the upside. I'm going to draw this trend line here. Um, Are we going to have a break to the upside? We'll draw it on your chart and see what happens. Are we going to continue to keep breaking to the upside forever and ever? No, we should have some deeper corrections at some point. But this looks like a clear 1, 2, 3, 4. It just looks like a 5. It looks like we need to come down. It looks like we need to come down at least to this trend line or even lower. So that's what I'm looking at. Just by looking at it, it looks like it needs to come down before it heads on up any more. Let's look at something else I wanted to show you. Let's look at LTC against the BTC. So what I mean is the Litecoin against Bitcoin. Now, what you'll notice the last time we had this an ABC, you see where we are. It looks like we got an ABC correction here. Looks like we had 5 waves to the upside. We got an ABC correction. Last time we had an ABC correction, that ABC went to the 1276 extension, almost between the 1 and 1276. Right now, this ABC has hit the 1-to-1 extension, is just kind of sitting here consolidating on that area. We could have a push down to the lower side, and that's what, if we get this push down to the lower side in LTC and BTC, then that's going to mean more downside for LTC as well. But that's also going to mean we're going to have a nice strong bounce to the upside after that, more than likely. So that's what I'll be looking for, because this looks like a clear 5 waves, a nice 5-wave reaction here. This could be, or this could even be 1, 2, 3. 4. Yeah, this looks deeper. That looks like more like a 2. So it looks like a 1, 2, and then we're heading up for a large wave. So bull times to come in the future. I am looking bullish, but right now just the clarity on the short term is just super hard. Can't give you any more detail than that. Let's take a quick look at BTC, and we got the same thing. I've drawn some trend lines here, and you can kind of see how we're trading in this between these trend lines. Don't think it's a triangle necessarily, but certainly these trend lines are meaningful, and we're trading within this range. We should see a breakout of this area pretty soon. This is a stronger trade to me. If you wanted to trade, I would trade Bitcoin over Litecoin at this time, because the clarity of the chart, it just looks more clear. It's easier to break. It's easier to trade triangles. This looks like it needs to go to the upside to about 13,000 again, and that'll give us an X wave. So that would be ABC. This could be a 1 wave followed by 2, and then we could be in our 3rd wave. So this looks like it might need to head up higher and go on up from here, but there's definitely potential for the downside here as well. So I prefer seeing these trend lines here, because then we can play the breakout as well. All right, that's all I've got for you today. I wanted to keep it short and simple. Just know that we're in a consolidation pattern right now. We're going up and down, up and down. A lot of market makers are moving very strongly to the downside to entice sells, moving strongly to the upside to entice buyers, and they're collecting buys and sells right now. They are definitely collecting orders, and they're going to move the market very soon, within the next day. So be aware. There's going to be a move within the next day. Or so. It needs to be next day and a half at worst. But I'm thinking tomorrow, tonight, maybe late in the AM hours, or tomorrow in the AM hours probably, because that's when most of the time we see the moves, early AM in the Americas. Okay, guys. Once you guys have a fantastic day, I'll bring some more detail tomorrow as the market gives to me. But I wanted to give you a Sunday update. You guys have a fantastic day. Talk to you later.